Welcome back to Live Young Diecast. I'm your host, Chips McGee, and we're into the Diecast Euro Cup Lamborghini Series. This is the kickoff. It's groups 1 and 2, and what a beautiful field of Lambos we have for you. Up first is Flip from Flips Racing. He's in the Gallardo, 68 grams. Up next, Golden Owl from Golden Owl Racing. He's in the Mura at 67 grams as well. And our third driver, Sean DeLong, he's in the Huracan, 63 grams from Code 3 Motorsports. And finally, Johnny Walker from Numbskull Racing in the Aventador at 70 grams. Here we go, race 1. That is Golden Owl up front on the outside, and in pole position, it's Sean DeLong. We got a green light. Let's do it. Sean out for a decent lead, passed by Golden Owl. Flip looking to take advantage of the spin around. I don't think he's going to get it. Everybody shoving Golden Owl through the finish line as he goes sideways and hangs on to the spot. This is pretty tight here with Flip and Golden Owl. Sean falling behind on the jump. Johnny Walker is back there pretty far behind, but he does finish and earn a point. Every point does count. And look at that. Golden Owl getting tossed through the finish line. Not sure why he went sideways there and didn't just keep blazing through. He's in the lead with 5. And for race 2, Golden Owl moves over to pole position. Flip is up front with him. This is a pair. Let me tell you, they're going to fight for it. Flip will overtake on the Vista jump, leaving Golden Owl behind for second. And there's Sean DeLong for third, Johnny Walker for fourth once again. We've got everybody finishing, and we've got 2 subs 7 times in a row. Neither is beating the track record yet, which was set by Monster Motorsports last week in the Villain Showdown. A 6.7014 is the time to beat. That's the new record. All right, after 2 races, 8 points each to Flip and Golden Owl tied. Sean DeLong with 4, Johnny Walker with 2, who is now up front on the outside with Flip in pole position for race 3, and Flip really pulling away from the competition. Golden Owl looking to get into second on the finish, and he will, and that's going to be Johnny Walker for third, Sean DeLong for fourth this time. Those third and fourth place positions swapping from the last race. Otherwise, the same finish here as race 2. Everybody running pretty smooth. No DNFs yet. And Flip in the lead. Another sub 7 time. That's 3 in a row. Flip's got 13. Golden Owl with 11. 5 to Sean DeLong. 4 to Johnny Walker. And this is race 4. We know Flip is moving on along with Golden Owl. Both in the rear, and it's Johnny Walker and Sean DeLong who are fighting for third and fourth place. Just essentially doing it and seeing where they end up. And that's going to be Sean DeLong who comes through for the win. A similar block move as race 1 with Golden Owl. This group is really, really tight through the Vista, and then Sean explodes and comes out on top here, getting squirrely, but he will get lucky there and get shoved through, and he is going to come out ahead of Johnny Walker, which was essentially the goal at that point in the race. So Flip with 14, Golden Owl with 13, Sean DeLong finishes with 10 over Johnny Walker with 7. And thanks for coming, guys. Great cars. Glad to have you here. All right, let's move on to Group 2 and meet the drivers. Up first is Storm Racer in the Veneno, 70 grams from Tex 10 Racing. And Sam Hall is here from DRT3K Racing. He's also in the Veneno at 67 grams, identical weight. And from EP Videos, it's Lucas driving the Huracan at 45 grams. And finally, it is Steve Stevenson from Chaos Canyon and the Sesto Elemento at 51 grams. All right, race 1. Lucas in pole position, Steve Stevenson on the outside. Got a green light, let's do it. Group 2 underway. And Lucas out with a nice lead, showing a force. And that is Sam Hall closing in. Steve Stevenson looking for a pass. Oh, and Lucas is going to block out. And Steve Stevenson just weaves around and passes Sam. I think he's going to take second here. We'll see at the replay when we get to the finish line. Lucas doing really well here. The group starts closing in. He sees Sam coming, blocks him out. And look at Steve just cutting through and blocks out Storm Racer. So 2 blocks going here, one on the left, one on the right. And that is Steve Stevenson for second, Storm for third, and Sam Hall for fourth. There's Lucas, Steve, Sam for fourth. Storm Racer for third, excuse me. All right, Lucas in the lead with 5, Steve Stevenson with 3. 1 to Sam, 2 to Storm Racer, and it's race 2. Steve Stevenson in pole position, Storm Racer up front with him. All right, we see a little bit of a lead developing from Storm Racer on the outside. Steve Stevenson trying to stay close. Lucas blocking out Sam back there in the pool turn. And this will be Storm Racer for the win with Steve Stevenson in second. Lucas for third. And I believe that's Sam Hall for fourth. All right, on the replay here, Storm Racer loses that lead a little bit in the Vista, which is usually where one starts to pull away from the group. So the group kind of staying pretty tight with Storm here as he comes through for a nice win. All right, after 2, we've got 7 points to Lucas and Storm Racer tied for the lead. Steve Stevenson with 6, Sam Hall with 2. Sam's got some work to do as we go into race 3, and that is Storm Racer in pole with Sam Hall up front. These two are gonna fight in the Viñejos, same weight, and they are tight. Oh, Sam getting a little squirrely, and Storm Racer will take the win again, a sub-7 time, 6.9. We'll take a look at the replay and see where Lucas and Steve came in here. But this was all the Veninos with the same weight from Sam Hall and Storm Racer, staying pretty tight, Sam getting a little loose. And that is another steal by Steve Stevenson, who just switches lanes right behind Lucas and then passes him at the finish line. That is amazing. Nice work from Steve Stevenson. Only sitting with 9 points here, but that's second behind Storm Racer at 12. We go into our 4th race, and it's Sam Hall in pole position. Lucas outside with him, and they are neck and neck through the turn, through the Vista. The group is pretty tight. Sam Hall taking a win. Lucas was second. 7.0 on the clock. A pretty fast time. Not sub-7, but as close as you can get to it. And look at Lucas there with Sam Hall really tight on the Vista. The Storm Racer for third behind Lucas. Sam Hall taking the win. I don't think that's going to be enough to put him through, and it won't. He finishes with 9, Steve Stevenson with 10, so close. Lucas with 11, and Storm Racer with 14 will advance. There will be some beers in Deep Eddy Cabaret tonight for sure. Moving on to the semifinals from Group 1, Golden Owl and Flip. And for Group 2, that's Lucas and Storm Racer. We'll see these guys in the semifinals after next week when we run Group 3 and 4 here on the Deep Eddy Raceway. Thanks for joining us for the Diecast Euro Cup. We'll see you next week. And don't forget to smash all those buttons down below. It really helps us out. Visit the merch shop. There's a link in the description. And y'all know what to do now. Live young. Diecast.